Good evening, we're welcome on both, I believe, on Steve's personal Facebook account and the Goodwin Boxing account. So I'm just bringing it up now in front of us. Excellent, I can see us on there. So feel free, as always, interact with us, throw questions in, and you'll find out what's going on in the world of boxing this week. So with us, to my right, we've got Ollie Pinnock, undefeated welterweight. We've got Steve, and we've got Max making his second appearance, Max Budgen. So I think he thinks it's a little bit like Soccer AM, where you get a ball if you come here 3 times. But
hopefully it's a glove.
You get a glove. Yeah. Now, truth be told, it's the only place that Max can go after 6 o'clock where his tag doesn't buzz. So that's why he comes back in. So yeah, Steve, let's start off with. We're going to have a review because it's the end of the season. It's our last show before we come back in September. We're going to have a look at what's going on this week, what you've got coming up in the next week. I know you can't talk about all the names. And we're going to have a review of the whole year.
Yeah, well, the week at Goodwin Boxing has been sorting out lots of title fights, some of which I can talk about today, others that I can't. We've made one signing today, exciting light middleweight from West London, and tomorrow we are hoping to make 2 or 3 signings in London. So we'll be able to discuss them. They'll go in press releases this week.
Yeah.
And we've been really busy making some good fights for September onwards. We've done some really great fights.
So can we preview what you've got coming up then before the end of the year?
Well, before the end of the year, as it sits today, we won't go where we are, but as we sit today, we've got 10 Goodwin boxing fighters in major title fights.
Yeah.
Frank Buglioni on the 24th of September goes for the British title against Jose Burton on a matchroom card.
What's anyone thinking for that before we move on? Max, on your thoughts? Jose Burton?
Tough fight. That's hard to call. I'm gonna go Buglioni just for the man on the right, but I think that's a very, very tough fight to call.
Yeah. Ollie?
Yeah, tough fight. I think Buglioni can do it. He's got the tools to do it. It just depends what Buglioni turns up, and if he can work behind his jab like he does when he's at his best.
Yeah.
I think it's down to Buglioni to lose rather than the other guy.
Yeah. And Steve, I want to ask you who you think is going to win. So sorry, moving on.
We've got Johnny Garton and Tyler Goodjohn fighting for the English welterweight title on September 19th on the Lethal Combination show. If you haven't bought tickets, Lethal Combination, that's going to be an amazing show. But that's Johnny Garton, Tyler Goodjohn. Great fight, I think.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. We'll go on again, predictions.
Yeah, Garton for me. Yeah.
Outcomes.
I think it'll stop him late. Just a bit too strong.
More natural at the weight.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But I think it'll be an absolute barnstorm. That's a great fight.
But we don't know. I mean, it's Tyler's first fight back as well, isn't it? Since busting his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how he's back. But it's such a good fight. Ollie, your weight division.
Yeah, from what I've seen of them both, Garton for me, I think he outworks him a bit too strong, like you say. I think he'll take that Garton.
Will that make a big difference as a fighter then? Someone that's stepping up, because Tyler's always been down at lightweight or weight.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah, I think if you're more natural at the weight, you obviously got an advantage. I think stepping up's always a struggle. It depends how long he's been training at that weight, getting used to it. But I think Garton's strong anyway at the weight, Yeah. So I think he needs.
Have you sparred him before?
No, not sparred him yet. No, wouldn't mind to.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent fight though, isn't it? Like, irrespective of who comes out on top, it's going to be fun.
Then we've got Leon McKenzie, English title challenge against Jarmaine Smile. 12th of November, the show's aptly titled Back of the Net.
Oh no, let's come up with that.
Oh, wow.
Can someone raise a hand? Oh, Kev.
We did change it was worse.
It was so worse, we've got Back of the Net. It's got to be a football thing, hasn't it, for Leon? It's Leon's big fight.
Yeah.
And, so he's got the big fight on 12th of November. It's a fantastic fight for him.
Yeah. Any predictions?
It's a tough one as well, I think. I hope Leon does it. It's a great story, isn't it? From pro footballer to pro boxer, and his family's obviously been in the game as well. So I hope he does the job. But I think that's a tough fight as well to call. But maybe just McKenzie for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I agree. I think McKenzie could do it. I'd like to see him do it. Nice guy. I met him a couple of times. Really nice guy. I'd like him to do it. I don't know much about the other fella, but hopefully McKenzie.
Yeah.
One we've done today, Floyd Moore's steel hand is injured, so he's not going to be ready to defend. So he's kindly agreed to step aside and let Adam Dingsdale fight Dean Evans for the Southern Area title on the 29th of October. And Floyd will be able to fight the winner if he wishes to, but Adam Diggs, I've just took over.
I was going to say, he's only recently signed.
Yeah, so as we deliver, they sign and we get them title fights. That's what we aim to do. We deliver for them. So Adam's got hopefully a chance to just rebuild and then go back onto an English title because he's fought at a high level. He's fought for the English, he fought for the WBO European, didn't he, against Dorman. He fought Derek Matthews for the international title. So we're just going to build him back and then hopefully go again at the higher level for him. Yeah. So that's the next one. Ben Day, I'm trying to make a Southern Area super featherweight title for him, but everybody, we've covered the people that run away all the time, but they're still running. I'm not going to mention their names, it gets embarrassing, but they're still running away. Most of them based in Kent area. But maybe we'll get somebody to fight him, but we're working on that.
So that'd be again a move down in weight for Ben.
Yeah, he's now can make super featherweight quite comfortably, so that'd be great for him. Another one finalised today at featherweight. Jamie's fate to fight Lucas Ballingall.
That's a great fight.
You got the guy that's been there at the high level, fought Warrington. Jamie, the young kid Ballingall, who's held in high regard. His dad trains him. I work very closely with Michael. 19, very early for Lucas the fight, but they want to see how good he is and where he's at. I think it's a brilliant fight for both.
It's a crossroads fight to an extent. Yeah. If Jamie doesn't win that, I don't know. I've spoken with Jamie various times, but I don't know if he's too proud to carry on if he loses to a 19-year-old. I don't know. We'll see after time, I guess. But he's still very proud of his achievements. Two-weight Southern Area champion.
Jamie Spate
he's not going to give that up.
He's had a really good career. He's done really well, but for him, it's not over yet. And he's definitely a fighter, from what I speak to his trainer Jack Green regularly, that is a better gym fighter than he is a fighter in the ring, and he's never really transposed his gym work to the fighting world, and hopefully he'll be able to do that now and then give his all. And if he loses and Lucas is a better man, then so be it. And if Lucas loses, it's not the end of the world. He's 19, he can come back. Yeah. I think it's a great crossroads fight.
I spoke with Jamie various, he spars down with Lee Haskins, and he holds his own by all accounts for a world champion. So it's.
Yeah. Well, that's good. The next one we've done, this is only confirmed again this week. John O'Donnell, he takes on Tommy Tier for the Southern Area welterweight crown. It's not going to be on our show. We've done a deal for Greg's team to promote it. We like to work with people as well as everything else, so we work with Greg, and it suits us to do that. And so he's going to fight Tommy Tier. John O'Donnell is actually mandatory now for the English title, the winner of Johnny Gart and Tyler Goodjohn. So if John's got enough, John's obviously former top fighter. So with all due respect to Tommy Tier, if John's going to get back to where he was, he's going to beat Tommy Tier. But Tommy Tier's a good, capable young fighter who gives Tommy the opportunity. But we obviously fancy John O'Donnell to win that. Yeah. But it's a good fight again. John O'Donnell's got his crack. Kay Prosper, Rakeem Noble, all been approved now officially by the Boxing Board of Control. Was always going to be the case. Rakeem's defending against Kay Prosper, and I think certain people have I think been very unfair to Rakeem on social media this week. He should be ashamed of themselves for writing what they've written. He's a true warrior, fighting man, and he may be the underdog in the fight, and I think he probably is, but he's not going to go down without a fight.
And he's got the one loss which, by his own admission, he didn't turn up that night. Otherwise, there's no blights on his record. And the fight with Sahal Ahmed was cracking.
Rakeem's a great fighter, and it's a great fight. And if he wins, he'll go on for the English title immediately. If he loses, he's got time to come back. I think it's a great fight between the two of them. And Kay obviously wants to fight the champion. Rakeem is the champion. It's a great fight. So that's great. Matthew Chander will defend his super bantamweight title against Lucian Reid. That's got to be all negotiated, but it's going to happen. And there's another fight for an English eliminator, which I'm not allowed to disclose yet. That will be coming. And there's 2 or 3 others to work on. What I would say at the moment is, just recapping, at the moment, the Southern Area's got 9 current champions, and Goodwin managed fighters actually have got 6 of those titles. Yeah. So 2/3 of Southern Area champions now are part of our team, and it shows how well we're growing. We've got an English champion in Johnny Garton, and then we've got Frank Buglioni fighting for the British title, and Leon Mackenzie for the English title. So where will we be next year? How many British champions, English champions and Southern Area champions will we have? It's growing, and we're really happy with the way things are going.
So we're going to have a quick review of the year, but I just want to pick up on some of the interactions. I saw Robin Deakin saying he'll fight anyone, I think, is Robin's general modus operandi. He said you lost weight again, Steve. He said that last week as well.
I'm still losing. I'm working on it.
He's training for a fight.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind him. We won't mention that.
Robin thinks Jamie Spake will win. If he does, he deserves a British. Stuart, how can't disclose English eliminator? It's okay, Steve, you can tell us, I won't tell anyone. There was one on there a second ago saying awesome promotional outfit, but I missed it as I flicked through. I don't know if anyone caught the name.
Yeah, I think it was Simon from Security Alert, I believe.
Okay, apologies, I did see it pop up. Danny Cassius Connor, evening Danny. Have you won the bids for Leon versus Smart?
We've done a private agreement outside the purse bid. Made more sense because we wanted to stage the fight in November rather than October, and the purse bids had to be done for October. So we've done a purse bid for October for November to help Charmaine smile out because he couldn't do the October date.
Right. JP Smith said Steve K has risen above all the nonsense.
Absolutely, and we're not going to go through that anymore. Kay, we're on where we are now, and the other stuff doesn't matter, and it's irrelevant to us now.
Yeah, so we're going to take a review of, as it's the season ending, the last year. What's going on, like shows, and as you said about the number of champions, 6 Southern Area, 1 English.
Oh, it's just been growing, hasn't it? The year started for us. If we go for the January onwards, we did the undercard of the David Hay show in January, and one of my good moments. Sorry, Dan, I do like Dan, but when Wally Camacho went on an away show and beat Dan Woodgate, that was quite. After all what he had to go through, Wally Camacho, I thought it was a good result for him. Dan Woodgate put up a good fight, and I like Dan as a person, but obviously Waddy's our man, so we were delighted for that to happen. 5th of March, Crunch Time show, that was the Floyd Moore Ben Day fight, which was great, but I thought it was a fight for a top man as well as a top boxer, and I think he showed he can mix it.
So that was my fight of the year for Small Hall, down at York Hall.
Was it a great fight?
Yeah, I just loved it. Like, it was fascinating. I couldn't take my eyes off it. Like, Floyd constantly trying to close the distance, Ben just at times toying with him, like didn't quite step it up, work great enough to claim the win. I think it was a great fight.
That was the first March show, and then the 19th of March we had Paddy's Day Punch Up, Sahal Ahmed Rakeem Noble for the Southern Area, Matthew Chandler, Jamie Spate, that Cole Wheeler Biola Kudos fight was a great fight, that was there. We then did the Over David Hay show in May, we done Johnny Gart and Ryan Field's English title in May. And then in July we've had Camacho against Cousins, Morris against Young. I mean, it's really been a year where things have grown and grown and grown. And I think next year we've got more fighters and more championships, more titles. And I think we can have some massive numbers of champions by the time we review at the end of next season.
Yeah, I mean that's skipping over as well. I mean the new setup down at York Hall, which was October last year, which. A lot of people have commented around it kind of revolutionising how small hall boxing looks and feels.
But it's better for the fighters. I mean, Ollie's better to tell you about that because I think when the fighter does do that, it makes them look more professional to their fans. It makes the whole event look more professional. It just the whole thing, they feel like a professional. I think most professional shows look amateurish.
Yeah.
And I think it could be said, to come out behind a curtain at York Hall and walk down the side of a stage, and it just looks naff. And I think it just really lifts the event, it lifts the boxers, and it does help their ticket sales as well.
Yeah.
But you've got to be prepared to invest for your boxers, and that's important, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
And hopefully the rewards are the rewards are coming because of the amount of boxers that want to come to us.
So I'm pick up. There was one from Lee Stevenson for an amateur. How would you go about turning over? There's one from, before I lose these, I'm quickly rushing through them. Mikey Downing, what do you think of Jordan Gill, Steve?
He's good, but he's not really progressed. He's got a lot of wins. I think 16-0, but he still hasn't really fought anybody.
Yeah. In terms of turnover to being a professional,
come and see us if you're any good and you've got the right attitude. That's probably the best thing, and then we can sit and tell you for half an hour.
There you go, contact Steve directly. Danny Cassius, Connor, what a fight that was, Moore versus Dave. Ben took some serious shots and showed age don't mean anything. And who knows, maybe Floyd will grow some balls and fight me next season.
I think that's a definite fight down the line. 100% I think that fight will happen.
Mikey Dowling, Gill hasn't a chance of title fight yet.
No, by the way, I wasn't slating him off. I'm just saying that 16 fights, perhaps he should have had a title fight, and you'd wonder why his management team haven't put him forward or pushed him into a title fight. So that's the question you'd ask. If you're 16-0 fight still not being pushed to the next level, why?
Yeah. Andy McCaffrey, will Kelvin Young get a rematch? Bad stoppage. I think that's a personal opinion. I think we covered it last week. I thought it was a perfectly fine stoppage. I think, from what I've seen, Kelvin Young is going to fight Sam Smith over in Swindon.
I think they can do that in November, it looks like. I mean, you've got to be realistic. The referee, it was level going into the last round.
Yeah.
So Kelvin was down. If he'd gone the distance, he'd have still lost. So he'd lost by 2 points. He's lost the fight. You move on. You know, everybody chases rematches. We've had this discussion with Bowler, Carl Weeder, and everything like this before. When you lose. You move on, and you find the right route back. There won't be a rematch. There's just no point.
Yeah. I mean, going back, the growth of the stable and the management and the shows and the champions. Like, coming over to you, Ollie, in terms of, you know, you as a boxer, how does that fit in with, you know, your ambitions and your aspirations, working with a group that are able to show, you know, evidence of what they've achieved?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, obviously, for all the fighters, I'm sure. I mean, it was one of the things that really sort of attracted me towards Goodwin after I met Kev. He talked about Steve, and I had a quick, you know, look into things, and everyone I spoke to had great things to say about Steve and the setup here. And you know, it's been working for me. I can only speak to myself, but I think it's a great setup. There's great fighters here. We've got a good team down in Buckhurst Hill where we're training at the moment. Some good fighters down there, some great sparring. It seems to be growing and growing and growing, which is what we want.
Excellent. Excellent. So, is there anything we missed out from the year? I'm trying to remember back.
We've had so much.
Yeah.
There's so many highlights, haven't we? And it's just been. You probably missed somebody who's going to ring me up tomorrow. So why don't you mention me? We've covered the champions. I mean, I think Leon McKenzie getting his English title shot is one of the things that I'm delighted for. I think somebody, you know, he deserves every bit of success he's had, and it's good to have been able to help him achieve it. And that's quite a thing, because when you get somebody who's only have no amateurs and in his 10th fight, with a fight for the English title, I think that's, I mean, okay, it's a good bit of fighting strategy for us, but he still had to do it in the ring, and it's been fantastic, and it's going to be a great night for him in November. And hopefully you can
He's not taken any shortcuts, has he? He's fought legitimate opponents in, you know, John McCallum and Kelvin Young to get himself in that position
for sure
to fight for it.
He's done really well.
Lee Stevenson, I've just quickly read over yours. An amateur boxer, I believe you can't get anywhere in the pros without having a decent amateur background. We'll probably talk with Ollie about that later on.
Not true. Not true.
Do you believe this is true? I currently am approaching 20 fights and have only got to the semis and junior AVAs. What age would you suggest turning over? Again, that's probably something Ollie can talk about in terms of the upper age limit. But
in terms of amateur boxing, Lee Purdy fought unlicensed and ended up fighting for a world title. Nick Blackwell came from the unlicensed scene, was British champion. So no, what you probably have got to point is that you don't get a TV contract unless you have got some massive experience, been on the GB squad. Doesn't stop you turning over and being a star. I mean, some of the boxers we've got are real top quality and have probably had 20, 30, 40 amateur fights. So that's not necessary. You turn over when you're ready to do it and you understand what you're going into, because I don't think professional boxing is for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, when you start off, it's hard for everybody, even promoters, boxers, everybody else. So I think it's something where you need to talk to somebody who's going to tell you the truth about it, the pluses and the negatives, and then make a decision. That's what we're here for. We come and see us, we'll talk to you, and if it works for you, do it. And if it doesn't, don't. But at least we'll be able to help you put you in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a mate who's done a couple of white collar bouts, and he was debating doing an unlicensed fight, and it's the same like step up almost. And I put him in contact with Mark Little and said, go and speak with Mark about the IBA stuff.
We'll talk about Mark. Mark's come from the unlicensed.
Exactly.
And he's really adapting well to the programme.
Yeah. So I'll put him in contact with Mark Little. So go and do your research, find out from professional, people like Ollie are nice people, they'll talk to you. So go and do your research, find out what's right for you, and make that decision.
Speak to other boxers.
PK Sharky Keenan had Big Dave down with Barry today. Watch out, AJ.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. Barry O'Connell and has got a little heavyweight that they're looking at, who is best friends with Dan Keenan and the Keenan family.
Okay.
Great people to deal with, and we're going to be speaking to them about this potential new boxer they've got, who's going to be a big force in the heavyweight division. So we're very interested in having a chat with him. So it'd be great to have another one of the Keenan clan on board.
Yeah. JP Smith, Steve Martin, Kevin All, Boxing Luton, which is a website that JP runs, past 6 months mark at the weekend. I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you for your fantastic support since we started. Well, thank you all individually, but just to say it's been a great season, never a dull moment. Thank you for all you do for the town's fighters.
That's fantastic, so I appreciate that. Before I just carry on, I want to say one thing that we don't often say, and a lot of us don't say, is that we do a lot of boxing shows, and we thank the boxers and the trainers, but people that don't get recognised often are, the people from the board that are there.
Yeah.
They do an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
They're volunteers, they're paid expenses only, and yet they're there, and we have long shows, so they're there sometimes from 3 in the morning till midnight, or 3 in the afternoon till midnight. They do a fantastic job, and I want to say thank you to everybody at the board who comes to the shows, not our shows, but everybody else's shows. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we really appreciate everybody from the boxing board that come and helps and works at the shows. It's not said often enough.
Yeah. Plus your whip.
And Dave Evans, we have got
the hardest working man.
He's the best whip in the business.
Hardest working man at your call on any night is Dave Evans.
Yeah.
Apart from when he sits and chats to me for 5 minutes and takes time off.
He's good to go out for a drink with, it's good fun.
Yeah, I saw you at Christmas Day. He was.
And in Latvia, it was good fun as well.
Yeah. But yeah, all those people that put the time and effort, all those hard working writers that sit there ringside, I'll take the credit for them.
You see, so many people contribute. And it's only the top small percentage that earn a fortune. Everybody else does it for the love of it. Do you know what I mean? And I think it wouldn't, without all these different people doing it, we wouldn't be able to do the shows.
Yeah. Lee Stevenson, cheers lads. Going to give it a few more years. Try to grab myself an ABA title. Best of luck with it, Lee.
Best of luck, Lee.
And we hope to hear from you about you in the future. Jamie Spate, Steve in his Burberry, looking like Danny Dyer in football.
Jamie, you carry on like this, you'll be in the away corner, mate.
Liam Griffiths, yes lads, love this show, insightful stuff, knowledgeable comments, well done to all of you, and yes, Dave is a great whip. Yeah. Thank you, Liam.
And Liam, another one, unsung hero of boxing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I agree. Richard Wenton, well done fellas, cheers. Right, so what we're going to look at this weekend up in Leeds and out in America, there's one big show and one big fight, I guess. So let's start off, headline act up in Leeds is Patrick Hyland, Josh Warrington. Go on, Max, I'm going to fight over to you, start this one.
You know what's going to happen, he's going to sit on the fence as usual.
Yeah, he gets fucking splinters over there.
I'm going to sit on the fence to this one, that's all. I think it's Warrington all day. And
it'll take him all day as well, because he never fucking punches hard. There's 12 rounds of...
Actually, putting you up on that, you absolutely slated him for like a week. I was so bored of seeing your tweets. It was just
because he
bowled every day. Oh, why won't you fight?
Because he said he's getting married.
It's boring,
he
mate.
can't fight.
We've all heard it once. We know he's here at 15.
Because he said he's getting married. He still didn't answer me.
But anyway,
that's a fair point.
Warrington wins, and he'll probably stop him late, if not, it'll go 12 rounds. Because, like you say, he doesn't really hit that hard, does he?
Yeah.
But not
great engine on him.
I prefer the look of Tyro Nurse fight, to be honest. I think that could be fight of the night. But Warrington wins all day.
Yeah, I agree. Evening, Mickey Chapman, by the way, as well. Say hello.
Warrington is a protecting the cash cow fight.
Do you think the fact that perhaps he sells an awful lot of tickets up at the First Direct Arena means that they won't put him in with the biggest name that they could do, which is Lee Selby?
Eddie Hearn is a smart businessman. Without Warrington, Leeds doesn't function, and Warrington is the cash cow.
Yeah, and they've linked him very well to a football club and got all of... I mean, the atmosphere is somewhere between mental and...
Yeah.
But he has to keep calling Selby up for... Selby will give him a hiding. But They have to keep calling Selby up, but they'll keep finding reasons as to why the fight doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You can't keep having weddings though, can you?
Get divorced.
Yeah,
have
true.
another go at it.
Yeah.
Funerals, babies, gay love affairs.
To be fair, that first direct arena is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Fighting right for him.
It does look great.
And he's
Yeah,
great,
it
he's
does.
great. And
Yeah.
you can't blame everybody for doing that. You know, at the end of the day, they're going to build his career. What is the point of somebody who's doing so well, built up such a big fan base, of sacrificing him for Selby? And I'm sure Eddie will try and manoeuvre him to some sort of world title against some weak opponent.
Yeah.
He'll try it.
No, I agree.
I'm sure he'll do it if he can.
But if he loses once, surely the fans will stay. They'll stay with him. They're not going to.
You will not get what he does. £100,000 worth of tickets. You just won't sell that. If he loses,
Well, if he loses a world title fight,
no world title fight. But
That's
if he
different.
loses,
to
to Selby and he probably gets smashed to pieces.
do you think?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Selby
he's
will cut him apart.
pieces.
I do.
What we
I
got?
don't think he's that good.
Jamie Spate, who did fight, he fought Lowe, wasn't it, up at Leeds?
And he's also fought Josh Warrington.
Yeah, of course. First direct arena was a serious venue to boxing and a mental atmosphere. So yeah, Jamie, first-hand experience of it. He's picking Josh Whale to beat Gamal Fight. That's a big shout.
I
don't see that.
Don't fancy that.
Also, he's got Tommy Curl to beat Tyrone Nurse.
I'm from with that. Sorry, no, no, sorry.
I think Jamie's on the spliffs.
Well, there's an additional 10 testers at your next show, yeah. Right, let's turn around to Ollie. We'll go with Coyle Nurse with you. What do you reckon?
I haven't really seen a lot of Nurse, to be honest, but Coyle, from what I hear, I fancy Coyle.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think he's going to do it.
Really?
Stepping up in weight.
Yeah. Well,
Nurse
like I
is
say, I haven't seen a lot of Nurse. I haven't seen a lot of him.
If you think a Tesco value Floyd Mayweather, then you've got Tyrone Nurse. He's very slick, very awkward.
That's a bit harsh.
No, I don't. Don't get me wrong. Like Mayweather's different league, so like he's very similar to Mayweather, but without having quite the same skill set or aggression or power of the early
He's got the
Mayweather.
skills, he just hasn't got the power.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit hard, does it?
So yeah, I don't mean that entirely disparagingly. It's just he's not always the most exciting fighter to watch, and he's very, very skillful and slick.
So yes, of course, got to get close to him and do what he does. But
Coyle loves to tear up, doesn't he?
exactly, and I think that's where he's going to have to take the fight then. But whether he's allowed to do it by Nurse or not.
I think Nurse is just totally and utterly outboxing, pepper him, and just too much class, too much skill. Just wins. Just
Nurse is a bit boring, isn't he?
He's boring. He just wins on point.
Yeah.
Jamie Spate, well said, Ollie, mate. Steve still thinks he's scrapping on the terraces. Matt McCarthy. Tyrone Nurse beats Coyle on points. Coyle makes mistakes being too hungry. I think
that's very, very true.
That would be my bet,
Yeah.
but then don't follow my bet. What else we got? Big Dillian White against Dave Allen. What does anyone think to this?
Dillian White. I love Dave Allen, but he's not that great, is he?
I was watching some of his open workout stuff today, and he, I know you're not going to show off 100% of what you're capable of, but he looked a little bit slow to me.
I think Dave Allen knows his own ability. He knows where he is.
Yeah. I spoke with Dave Allen last week. I did a piece about, his fascinating backstory about his depression and where he's at and where he's come from. He's a fascinating bloke and very, very interesting. Interacts a lot with fans. I think White's a big step up for him.
Yeah, I think in reality he's probably jumping up a little bit too quick because he beat Gavin, and Gavin really is just become a joke fighter.
Yeah.
So Dave Allen has sort of moved. I remember watching him up in Sunderland over the chat last. He's a really nice guy.
He is.
But I just think to go from that to Dillian White, it's just too big a step.
But then-
I'm not saying he couldn't. He can come back from it. I guess he's not going to be the end of his career. But
Playing devil's advocate, Dillian White has landed a left hook on Joshua. What else has he done?
Yeah.
I don't know, really. Like, he's beaten levels of the same opponent that.
I remember him fighting on your show, Steve, back
Yeah,
in
we
the
had
early
him
stages
on.
of his career. And I watched him then, and I thought, he's really raw. Like he was falling over himself. He was swinging missing big time. And although he's fine-tuned it slightly, I still think he's just so raw, and he just wants to hurt
fight,
people all the time rather than actually beat them and box them. And that's probably where Dillian will have his downfall. When it gets to a certain level, he's not quite got the boxing ability to beat people. He'll just try and scrap with them, and it's almost might become the next Derek Chisora, and sort of be the stopgap between
the gatekeeper.
Yeah, and I think that might become sort of what Dillian's role could be.
Slightly above British, slightly below world.
Yeah, definitely. Like European level is probably what he'll get to.
I think it'd be an entertaining fight. I mean, I'm just saying. I think Dillian White wins, but Dave Allen at the moment isn't it's just not proven at that level yet.
Yeah. Robin Deacon, why don't you touch him if he's that fascinating? He lives in Leeds, that's a long way to go for a gay love affair. It's a little bit out of my range. Stuart Howe, I hope Alan does the impossible. Could win on points, big ask, you never know. What do you reckon, Ollie?
What's that? Sorry, mate. Miles away then.
Sorry to interrupt you.
I was thinking of the Dillian White fight, so I was still thinking of that.
That's right, that's what we're still chatting about.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Dillian's quite raw. I like Dillian. When he was an amateur, he was in the same Essex team as my brother, and we met him a few times. And he's a nice guy, but I think you hit the nail on the head. I think he's got a certain level that he'll get to, and I think that'll be. I don't think he'll be much further than European, if that. So, but I think he wins that fight.
Which is still a massively respectable level, isn't it? I mean, let's be honest. Like, people talk about it as if not winning a world championship for that kind of matchroom profile fighter is a bad achievement, but it's not. I mean, being a European level fighter is a fantastic achievement.
Do you not think everything is just being geared up for Eddie Hearn, Joshua White too, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. That's all this is about. It's a build up, and that's good promoting, right? So they're going to dream on. It reminds me of the Bruno Tyson when Bruno rocked Tyson in the first fight, got badly beaten up in the second fight.
Yeah.
Dillian White rocks Joshua in the first fight, gets badly beaten up in the second fight. It's just going to be the same.
Yeah. Final one, we'll quickly have a look at Luke Campbell, Argenio Mendes. Good fight. I don't know a lot about Mendes, to be perfectly honest.
Former world champion.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I've seen some footage on him. Campbell will beat him, but he will give him a little bit of trouble.
It's a brave fight, isn't it, for Campbell, because it's his first one since his loss down at the O2.
But Mendes is sliding. I think he's on the slight slide. I think they've got it at the right time. And I think you'll see Campbell win. Give him a little bit of trouble, but he's just one of these that will just bring him back.
Yeah, but I mean, when you see that like Frankie Gavin and Sam Eggington have got soft comeback fights, like the Campbell one is, fairly testing for somebody coming off the back of a loss. It's, we'll see how it goes.
But you'll be interested in the future.
He beat Gary Sykes. He beat Gary Sykes.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Oh, sorry, yeah,
That was a good fight. And also you keep forgetting the Richard Comey's fight for the world title in September. So he'll be hunting for one of the British boys to actually have the balls to step up and fight, because they've all run from Comey for years now, all of them.
Yep.
The whole lot of the British lightweights have all run from him. So if he wins a world title, are they going to still keep running? Because he wants to fight Campbell, he wants to fight Flanagan, he wants to fight Quiller. If he wins a world title, it'll be very interesting, because I'll be hunting them down.
Is it Robert Easter Jr.?
Yeah, it's a good fight. It's a hard fight. It's a proper banger. And he's no guarantee to win that, that's for sure.
Yeah. Jamie Spate Campbell looked mustard today. Best I've seen him by far. Massive improvements both offensively and defensively.
He needed to improve, didn't he?
Yeah. And then finally we've got Carl Frampton versus Santa Cruz over in America. What's anyone shouting for that? Ollie?
Santa Cruz for me. I mean, I like Frampton. He's a great boxer. I just think Santa Cruz's work rate and his combination punches, it'll be too much, I think, for Frampton.
Yeah. Step up in weight as well.
Step up in weight as well, yeah. Santa Cruz for me.
Yeah. Would you reckon, Max?
Obviously, a lot of Santa Cruz. So it's probably not really that fair for me to say, but when I watched him, Frampton last time out, I was really, really impressed with. I probably didn't give him enough credit for how good a boxer he actually is. So, I was really, really impressed with him last time out. So, hopefully, he does the job. He's got a great following in Belfast, but it's South America, isn't it, this one? But yeah, I'm sure. Hopefully, he does the job.
Steve?
Santa Cruz. Frampton fan, but I think step too far.
Yeah, I don't know. I see Santa Cruz as like the archetypal Al Heyman fighter of the last few years that achieves something and then takes his foot off the gas a bit and doesn't take the. I was surprised when this fight got made because of the challenge that it is, and I know they've got to sell their PBC stuff out in America. It's one way of doing it, but it's almost similar to Danny Garcia in not taking on the biggest challenges that are available to him. So yeah, we'll see.
I think so, but Oscar Valdez beats them both.
Yeah, you were impressed with him, weren't you?
On the same night.
And Lomachenko comes back down and...
Lomachenko is a bit special. But I think Oscar Valdez and Lomachenko in that division are far superior to everything else.
Yeah, I mean, Lomachenko's gone up now.
But
no reason he can come back down. And...
No, but I mean, Valdez will take over. He'll walk through them.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to move on now and chat to the man on my right. Am I interrupting you, Ollie? You're right.
No, I'm all good now.
Are we good now?
Yeah.
We'll come back later. Excellent. So we've got Ollie Pinnock, welterweight, undefeated, best tash in the sport. Can we zoom in on that? Because He's waxed it. He's done a superb job of this.
There you go.
I'm having trouble zooming.
It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, like you're a very interesting boxer. Like you have a niche. I'm going to put it that way. Like we'll come on to the boxing shortly, but I enjoy the Ollie Pinnock that we see on Facebook, and like how can we put it nicely? Not all boxers are renowned for their levels of intelligence.
Right.
Yours is quite different, isn't it?
I mean, you say that. I don't know. I don't look at it like that. I'm interested in things, you know, and I just look into stuff. I like it. It's what I do. It keeps me out of trouble, you know. It keeps me when I'm not in the gym. It keeps me focused on something, you know. Keeps me there. Keeps me on the straight and
So to give people an idea, like you're somebody that's able to challenge council tax. You're somebody who...
Yeah, I'm in the process of challenging council tax at the moment.
Yeah, you have. But if you ever read anything Ollie ever puts on social media, his like understanding of stuff, I can't even like elaborate particularly upon it, is second to none. Like, I find it fascinating.
You know what it was? It was. Well, I had a particularly bad month one year when I got hit with all sorts of taxes and council tax, and I got fined for no seatbelt. And they took me for about 600 quid one year, and I had enough of it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to start looking into this and seeing where we all really stand on it and what we have to do and we don't. And I found out a lot of interesting things, you know. So
Ollie goes back to Magna Carta a lot.
Go back to Magna Carta. You've got to stand by the Magna Carta.
Means nothing to me. That's it's a go-karting track round near where I live, Magna Carta. But yeah. So anyway, besides all that, boxing. Like, how's it been? What are you now? You're 3?
Yeah, 3 now. Yeah.
Yeah. How's it been like that start? Because as somebody questioned earlier, around I can't see it now unfortunately, but around people coming without an amateur background into the sport.
Yeah, I had quite a good amateur background. I boxed as an amateur from 12 till about. I was about 18, 19, I had about 26, 27 fights as an amateur, won most of them. You know, I had junior ABA, Essex and Eastern County titles, so I did alright as an amateur. I then had kids.
You took the time out, didn't you?
Yeah, so I had kids at a young age. We had twins straight away with me and the missus when we were young. And it kind of, I then had to go and get a full-time job, and sort of the boxing went on the back burner. But I was always involved. I boxed unlicensed for nearly 7 years in between before turning over, so you know I've always been involved in boxing. I love it. It's
and you're a trainer outside of
I coach a little bit.
You're not in the ring yourself.
Yeah, do some kids, do some personal training, boxing based stuff. So yeah, it's it's a big part of my life.
So get in contact with Ollie if you're down in the Essex area, want some training. So how's it been then? Because I mean 3-0 is it's the formative years still of a boxer's career, isn't it? So your last fight out was with Jack Green, which I mean I was there, we were discussing it earlier. It was a difficult one. Jack was elusive.
Yeah.
To put it nicely, it's it was a hard fight. I'd imagine being in the ring and chasing somebody down all that time.
Yeah, I think like all 3 of my fights really have been similar in that extent, where the guys have been hard to open up, hard to break down, not very busy themselves. And you know, fighters know when you box someone like that, sometimes it makes for a boring fight, or it's difficult to land any good shots when they're more intent on surviving than they are on winning. But you know, this is the game, and you know, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with I've boxed 12 rounds as a professional, and I've won 11 of them, so I'm happy with that. You know, I'm happy with the way it's going. We're just going to start kicking on now, stepping up in rounds.
So you're out in September again?
September the 17th. Yeah, got a 6-rounder. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. I mean, I'm deep in training for it at the moment. Been sparring, been running. Good. Can't wait.
And we were discussing earlier about you being matched up with, and the name Nathan Hardy. So the lad is 1-4, I think. But Kevin was saying earlier about he's a dangerous opponent.
Yeah, I mean, I had a quick look at a couple of rounds of his on YouTube, and he's unorthodox to a certain extent. He likes to switch, and he's not technically brilliant, but he's definitely got a hard shot, and he comes to win, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just going to do what I do. So
do you think that'll be the big, when you say he comes to win, do you think that's going to be a different approach that you'll be taking this time out?
I hope so. I mean, I feel I'm best at picking shots when we're off the counter, or rather than coming forward and trying to break someone down. It's more my style to sit back and let them.
I've seen you inspiring. You're quite skillful.
Yeah, that's how I prefer to box. So hopefully it will give me a better opportunity to show what I can do as well. You know, if he's going to come after me a little bit, I look forward to it. I hope he does.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, and then So how's it been meeting up with Steve? And we mentioned earlier about kind of the progression of the stable. You were down with Terry Stewart and your Club KO.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of. We had Adrian Martin on here the other week who comes down and spars. You've got a lot of Brad Pauls was on last week.
Kay,
I forgot about Kay first week. Linus. Oh Jesus, yes, I'm forgetting about all these.
Luke
Robinson.
Yeah,
it's
great. It's a really good team down there. I'm really happy with that. I mean, we were training before that. We were sort of down in my area in Southend doing bits, but having moved up to Buckhurst still with Terry and Noel at Club KO, I'm really enjoying it. It's great to learn off fighters like Kay who are a little bit further along the line and be able to spar with them and watch them spar and pick up things. I'm really enjoying it. It could be going better really at the moment.
Yeah. Okay, so 6th rounder then in September.
6th rounder, yeah.
So hopefully, this time next year then, what are you thinking?
Yeah, kicking on. I mean, we'll get 6 out of the way and then move straight on to an 8 if we can. And then why not look for challenging for 10s, maybe for challenge belt, southern area, whatever comes along. I'm not here to make up the numbers. I want to get on, crack on. I'm not just here to get in and out. I'd like to do something with the career while I'm here. As you say, I'm 35 now. I haven't got a lot of time, so I want to do something as soon as I can and take it from there.
So being 35 minutes at the beginning, do you set like or more to the point, does your wife set like a time where you're getting out of the sport, or? Not
really. We've always said she supports me 100%. I'm blessed with my wife Vicky. She's always behind me, and we always just say we take it fight by fight. I don't think you can look ahead a little bit, but I think you got to take fight by fight. See how you feel after every fight. See how you perform after every fight, and just take it from there. So that's always been the plan for me.
Yeah, I always say down there with the little ones as well after the
fight. Yeah, the kids they walked me out, didn't they, to the last fight. I walked out to the ring with their stick on moustaches, and they support me as well. I'm very lucky in that sense. They back me up to the hilt. So, yeah.
Which is an important thing for any fight, isn't it? Really,
it is. It takes a lot of pressure off you in a sense to know that you've got people there supporting you like that. And to come home to every night, and she doesn't moan. She's good as gold. She looks after the kids while I'm out training.
Yeah, you don't get earache.
No, but then I've been married only for a year, but we've been together for 20 years. We've been together since we were kids at school. Yeah. So she's always known me boxing right through the amateurs and the unlicensed, and now with the pros. So she, it's just part of our life. It's just part of what we do. So it's good. Yeah.
And how's Ollie progressing then, Steve?
I'm really happy with him so far. We've got to sort of fast track him a bit next year. So. We'll get the 6th round out of the way and then look at, we won't mention it, but we've mentioned somebody we'd like to fight over 8 rounds, maybe for challenge belt, so we'll hunt for that maybe after this fight, all things going well, and then we'll see where life lands us next year. But we want to be giving him the opportunity to move on. He can't be doing 6 rounders for the next 2 years, that doesn't make any sense, but we're going to give him the opportunity to hopefully win himself a title or 2.
Yeah. Is that what your kind of aspiration is? Oh, sorry, Kev's...
No, that's right, I'm trying to get Steve to turn to us more.
Sorry, I thought you'd give me some interesting information.
I can't see him, so I was trying to get his attention, sorry.
So is that the aspiration then, Ollie, like getting up to area level? Because, we were saying earlier about Dillian White, say, getting to European, and people see that as a bad achievement, but area level, to be the best in the southern area.
Yeah, no, I couldn't expect a lot more, as we say, keep saying it, but we're at my age. A southern area title shot would be a World Cup for me almost. Yeah. And I've relished the opportunity to do it, and hopefully, within the year we can get up towards it.
Yeah. And how is it having Kev in your corner? I think you're one of the first ones we've had that has Mr. Campion turn up, sit in the corner at the end of the round.
Very privileged.
You've gone back to him 11 times now.
Kev's great. I mean, I've worked with a lot of coaches, and I think Kev's a great coach, and he always picks up on things and tells me things that I need to hear, says the right things to me in the corner, asks me to try certain things whenever I go out and try it. It seems to work all the time, so he's doing a great job. So.
Oh, bless. Oh, he's blushing behind there, you won't be able to see it. We're going to go back. I had some of the things you come across, Ollie, or I see on your Facebook, are slightly conspiracy related, some might say. So I'm going to come up with, we had one conspiracy theory that's turned out to be true, and one conspiracy theory that I made up about 2 minutes before we started filming this evening. So I'm going to throw this out there so you can come up with which one's true and which one's false.
Come on.
Are you offering it out to everyone or just to Ollie?
We can offer it out to everyone, but I want the answer first off Ollie. Right, okay. For many years, conspiracy theorists were saying that the rich and powerful met every year in the woods and worshipped a giant stone owl in an occult fashion. It turns out ABC, CBS, NBC and many other credible news agencies investigated this and found out it's true. It's said to be just all fun and games like Brotherhood-style fraternity stuff. That's option 1. Option 2. So bereft of power, the royal family of Dubai in the 1920s built a dog that was shipped out to sea. It was labelled the Power Dog. Made of iron and lead, they believed the materials were powered by the highest of spirits. When it sunk, the family declared it a triumph of the ocean, and it exists to this day for visitors to see during snorkeling visits.
That's brilliant. Right, I like that.
Which one's true, which one's false?
Well, the first one for me is the only thing I've heard of. I haven't heard anything about that second one, but the first one, I know that the owl, for example, is a big symbol with the Freemasons and things, the all-seeing eye and all that sort of rubbish. So yeah, I would say the first one's true, the second one's false.
He's got it right. He's got it right, ladies and gentlemen. It's, yeah, the snorkeling trip to Dubai, don't go booking them yet. I made
That was really good. It's blinded to make out 2 weeks.
There you go.
No flies on me.
So there you go, like a little look into the Illuminati. I think this man knows more than he cares to give out. There you go. Right, have you got any sponsors you want to shout out, Ollie?
I would like to shout out a couple of sponsors, yeah, if that's alright. I've got Ocean Finance, big help to me. With sponsorship, help me buy kit and stuff, you know, every few months when I need it. Vivid Tone Print have been a big help for me. Southend Combat Academy, like a martial arts academy down in Southend, again, they've been helping me out massively financially. And my dad, you know, family and friends, they'll help me out as well. It's a big part that people don't see in the boxing. They think you're all living like Floyd Mayweather and you know, and driving around in Bentleys or whatever, but yeah, I mean, we all need a bit of financial support in between fights, and you know, especially if work's quiet or whatever, just to buy kit and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm very lucky, and
yeah,
big ups to the sponsors.
Excellent. Have you ever seen Ollie boxing, Max?
I haven't actually, no.
Have you not?
No,
Ah,
I haven't.
September 7th.
Yeah.
You're there on September 17th.
I'm there, yeah. I wasn't at the last one because I was
£35 a ticket, Ollie. £35 ticket. He took by his
I
missus.
had to go and visit the grandma, well, the grandma-in-law. Yeah.
So, I mean, how much interest do you have in like somebody who's 3-0? Because like you're a bit of a small hall like encyclopedia of fighters and things. But like you see all these fighters come through because you know you've been around Steve since birth and you've been going to these. So not that Steve was in the birthing group. Just want to clarify.
You make it sound like Steve keeps you with a cage.
That's a different conspiracy theory.
That's going to start rumours. Right, rewind. But like you've seen loads and loads of fighters come through. So you've seen people like Ollie come through the ranks. Like, how much interest do you as a fan pay in seeing, you know, prospects come through as boxers?
It's probably the most exciting time to see, you know, a new fighter because you get to see them raw and at a stage where, you know, they're walking into ring their first fight. You know, Ollie's probably shitting a brick, and you really get to see sort of what a fighter's like when it, you know, when push comes to shove, and they've got someone who is experienced and knows their way around the ring, and whether a fighter can break them down and can throw some decent combinations, see what their hand speed's like as well. So for me, that's the most exciting time to see a fighter. You know, not when you've got Anthony Joshua 15-0 and everyone's jumping on the bandwagon at the O2. It's, you know, it's your calls when they're making their debut or they're 2-0 and you're watching them and you've watched them progress. You sort of feel like you've been a part of the journey from the very start, rather than when if Ollie gets to a British title fight, everyone starts following him. Then he's fighting for the British title. I'll go and watch him. You know, I'm sure Ollie will say the people that have followed him from day one. They're the ones that he appreciates the most because they are the real fans. And you know, I've seen so many different fighters come through your call on Steve's shows, and you know, you're probably talking hundreds of fighters. And where of the best fighter you've got to is probably what is the English level now?
He's English champion, yeah.
You know, and that's a lot of fighters to come through, and probably most of them have probably only got to 5-0 and you've never seen them again, or so you know, it's really rewarding to watch someone start at the bottom and work their way up, and if they do get anywhere, you know, you sort of feel like you've been a part of their journey, and you feel really happy for them that they've achieved something.
Yeah, I think someone like Jamie Spate's a great example of that. You know, when he was fighting Isaac Lowe, wasn't it, up at Leeds last year, early this year, I can't remember which.
Yeah.
But you know, like he's come through that route, and people will see him on Sky and won't realise the journey that he's been through, and there are people that have seen that journey, and it's.
I think you find when Max is about you get to 5-0 and they disappear, you get fighters, and there's two reasons for that. Fighters get fed up because until they get a TV contract, we get them on TV. They've got to still be selling tickets. They've got the two jobs, the marketing and the thing. Now, most of our fighters are still doing okay with their tickets. We help them market themselves. But you see a lot of fighters around the small ball scene, they get to 4, 5, 6, and they disappear. And there's two reasons. One, they're not probably getting proper promotion. And secondly, they realise it's harder than they thought. Because the first couple of fights can be gimmies. And then, all of a sudden, there was a fighter that fought, wasn't one of my fighters, but he fought down in York Hall, and had a 6-round fight, and I think it was a light welterweight, had this fight, and he won, but it was hard. And that was it, he retired. Yeah. He retired because he thought, oh my God, this is only going to get harder, and didn't want it. And a lot of boxers, not a lot, but some boxers like the idea of being a boxer, but they don't want to go down the road of having a real fight.
Yeah.
You do find there's some of that, and they want to be, I call them Facebook fighters. It still takes guts to get in the ring, but then it takes more guts to go in a real fight. Like the thing was with Ollie, I was saying today that his next fight is going to be his hardest fight. He's just great, he's great, bring it on. That's what you want. Rather than, oh my God, don't want to fight him, that's too hard, give me somebody easier. See, that's the difference, and the people with that attitude are the ones that go furthest.
Yeah, and I think Ollie's like almost opposite to a Facebook fighter. Because we don't really see all of your boxing, like in the build-up to a fight you see about it, but.
I should start doing it, I might sell more tickets, shouldn't I?
I think when you say a Facebook fight, you're talking about, but I don't mean it from, you've got to advertise yourself, but I'm talking about they're creating an image that's not reality.
Yeah.
Whereas you want to create an image that is reality. Yeah. That's the difference.
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to encourage. And that's what Ollie does, Ollie's real. He's real. So.
Yeah, I'm just me. I mean, like I say, I've always boxed. It's been a part of my life, so I don't see it as it's not anything extra. I just do what I do. Boxing's a part of it, and if you're in boxing, you're in it to fight. It shouldn't really matter who's in the other corner. If you look after yourself in training and do what you're supposed to do, it shouldn't matter who's facing you in the other corner.
So we're not going to see you drop out after 4 or 5. You're going to be around for long haul.
I'll be around as
long as the body keeps going.
As the body keeps going. Yeah. As long as I can handle it. Yeah.
Got one interaction. Martin, for the Goodwin Boxing page from JP Smith. It says, "Is it true that one of these Facebook live shows has around 10,000 views? Can you remember who the superstar guest was that night? If you need a clue, one of them wrote this message."
That was a 10,000. Do you know what we say today? This gets between 2,500 and 10,000 views, which is quite amazing when we talk about numbers of other shows that are on certain television. It's really good. We're getting it. We're getting it on different platforms. And we've got to say thanks to everybody for watching because it is really taking off, so it's great.
Yeah.
And but all joking aside, how have you felt it's gone? The show, I'm guessing.
Go on, Martin.
Me? Okay, I'm not used to getting asked questions. I've enjoyed it. I just turn up on a Tuesday evening, come and sit around with people that are watching the ring, or people like Max that are cool and love their boxing. Cool. It's alright, I enjoy it. Well, cool might be overstated, but I enjoy it. I just come along and chat box. Hopefully people at home enjoy it.
Well, it seems to be the figures say that people are enjoying it, and it's real. I
think people enjoy Martin getting hit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's it.
Like coming up.
Is it Cole Wheeler's mama thing?
Every week.
Yeah, every week she's just pissed off if I don't get dropped by someone. Leave it, Alan.
I usually since it's a slight variation.
He's just like, are we still doing that? Jamie Spate, 13 wins, 9 losses, been robbed a few times, got a baby's foot stitched to my face as a nose, but I'm still going, I've not achieved my full potential yet, we will get it right.
And do you know what, Jamie's telling the truth, he is better than what he shows. Maybe, do you know something, he's watching, so I'm not on it. Maybe that's going to be the end of his career, will always be like that. Maybe he will never fulfil what he does in the gym, but hopefully he will, and we hope he will. Because at the end of the day, then if he then achieves his level, he can say, I got to the level I should have. He hasn't really got to the level he should have.
Yeah. He's a proper fighting man as well, and he got the Billy Dib fight as well, didn't he?
He was going to say Billy Dib, wasn't he, on the Hay undercard? Yeah. He's a proper fighter. But one day you hope it all connects for him, and he delivers performances that he's showing in the gym.
And he's still young. He's still young. Should be 15 wins, 7 losses. Jamie, sort me out, come down and watching you and Lee Haskins spar, by the way. You said I want to come and see it. Stuart Howe, we need more fighters like Ollie. Love his honesty, getting to area title is his goal, and I love that. I hope you achieve it. Brilliant attitude.
Thanks, Stuart.
There you go, mate. Yeah. All right, excellent. So have we got any more interactions apart from JP Smith bigging himself up at home?
No, I'm Goodwin Boxing.
No, we'll have to get you back on next season, JP, and then you can contest it with Max for who can get the hat trick first. Although you've got your own training coming up, ain't you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, we're starting fairly soon.
You did another white collar bout.
Yeah, I'm gonna December. It will be.
If you want tickets, get in touch.
Yeah.
Sponsorship.
iBoxingTickets.com and something like that. No, to be fair, every now and then. Well, I say every now and then. I've gone in and out of the gym with Josh. I'm lucky enough to live down the road, and we go and spar together. So I get bashed about for 6 rounds. And,
Yeah.
But I learned so much when I go in the ring with Josh for 6 rounds. You know, it's not just him beating me up, we stop and he tells me you need to do this, you need to do that so you actually catch me, because he probably gets a bit boring after a while not getting hit. But he's taught me a lot. I did one a little while ago, with you.
Yeah, we did the same show,
wasn't it? Yeah. I got stitched up there. Put in with someone who fought in the army and lost by a round, I think. So
yeah, I mean, excuses aside,
it was tough. But I just love boxing. I mean, I've been lucky enough to sort of experience it from day one with Steve. From
the birthing room.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But it was at the first show at Milton Keynes, which was, when you look back at it, absolutely shocking, wasn't it? Really.
That was basketball. It was so bad.
That's so bad.
How the hell? I sold 300 tickets myself that day for everybody in Leighton Buzzard and Milton Keynes. We haven't been back since. I've not had the face to go and ask them to buy again, but I think we may go local again. I think long enough's been left now.
But so enjoyed the story, and from the more that I watched, the more I wanted to actually get in the ring and see if I could do it myself. And turns out I couldn't do it that well, but
you want to give it another go?
Give it another go. I've got to avenge the defeat. So I'll probably be training with Josh. Thursday this week, and we'll kick on from there. And I know he's going to be back in the ring towards the end of the year as well, so we'll probably be helping each other along.
He's aiming for November the 12th. He's aiming for
November the 12th.
Is this Steve's love child? I'm joking. From Jamie Spain.
Do you know something? Deadly serious. When he was about 16 and 17, everybody used to say he's my son. God's on this.
Let me just zoom in, see if there is a likeness between the.
I saw Terry Hayes saying get Mark Little on the show.
We've asked Mark.
So you're just you're a fan. You're like everybody, enthusiastic, wanting to go at it. And
I just don't have so much time as you to write a website all the time.
No, I don't get that much time now either, to be honest.
Just love boxing, like everyone else does. But I'm lucky enough to have a connection in the family that does it on such a big scale and can be involved in it. And it's just brilliant, really.
Yeah, excellent.
Drop the anchor, innit?
Oh fuck! Are we doing it? Because Kevin's forgotten the body belt thing. So, for anyone out there that gets a pure horn out of watching me get beaten up,
it's a one-off chance to hit him to the chin. One free shot of the chin.
We're going to do this without a bodyguard.
And to the chin.
To the top, to the chin. I've got a quality chin, we're alright.
He has actually, to be fair. I've seen his head nearly come off his shoulders.
Yeah, we've seen his head nearly snap off.
First Max.
Don't mind.
Oh, Jesus.
What are we doing?
You're just hitting me. That's basically what's going on.
Just once though, no?
Just one shot, just one shot.
Grand.
Just one shot. Oh, yeah, that's alright then, isn't it?
Being right on the ribcage.
Ollie, make sure you do a good body shot.
For real?
It's for real.
Well, that's a Martin, I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen you, Ollie, and a good body shot doesn't really mean a lot, so...
I'll do it in the left.
Yes! Right, so Max is going to go first. I'm going to take this without the body belt on. He couldn't drop me last time in 30 seconds. So there's very little chance of this having much effect. Not to the ribs, right? I don't want A&E, right?
Yeah, try and steer clear of the ribs, but you don't need the ribs, mate, so we'll go straight down to the lower.
Fuck!
That's Joe.
Right. Here we go. Oh, yeah,
Took it with a Martin.
What do you think, Mark? Thank you very much, sir. That's another loss in December, right?
I think you two should have sparred to tell your differences.
I think they should fight.
I can feel that more now.
Oh, we should put that on the next one, the charity fight.
We can have a little, next time you're on, Max, we can have a little spar at the end of the show rather than like two
Let's do it
dog
in
strip
the-
box.
We could do that in the gym. We could do that. You can have a spar at the end.
There you go, anyone wants that, we're going to do it down the gym.
Ollie,
spar.
hit some yards. You've got to drop him.
Right, so now a
Ollie,
professional
somebody on here
boxer.
says,
You got to stay clear of
somebody here
it.
says, I bet Ollie can't do any damage.
Oh, shut it, you're such a wind-up merchant.
But that's so Stuart, I bet Ollie can't do any damage.
Ollie, every pro's dropped him so far. So. Every pro's dropped him.
I don't want it at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Alright.
Is that alright there?
Yeah, that's
Ollie,
what
every
I'd
pro's
rather
dropped
there
him, so
than
your
like
reputation's on
spending
the
the
line.
next 3 hours in A&E with a cracked rib.
You ready?
So you've never knocked anyone out, have you?
Not in the pro career, no.
No, alright. Just clarifying.
Yeah?
Oh, bastard! Oh, Jesus.
Fair play, Mark.
Well done, Ryan.
Well done,
Two body
Yeah, that
shots.
six-pack of mine took a beating there. Thank you, mate. No, he can punch. So what, we got... Oh, we missed the tweet of the week. We'll quickly throw that out to Adam Booth, who's in the middle of training Ryan Burnett. I didn't really want the jam sponge with custard, which you can't see somewhere under here, but a coach's job is to test his fighter's resolve. And that's Ryan Burnett sat there, and then the next tweet was Ryan Burnett washing up his bowl, bless him. Right, that's it, I think. Now, we're going to come back on the 13th of September, so we're going to have the time off, and then in the build-up to the big show that Steve's got on, we'll be coming back around then. So, I think that's about it then. So,
no Goodwin boxing.
yeah, no Goodwin boxing till then. But if you've got any thoughts or feedback or whatever on it, then fire them all through to Steve and Co. And we'll try and, I'm still winded. We'll try and build them in for the next series. But other than that, from Steve, who's now behind the camera, and stayed well clear. And from Max, thank you for coming down, and Ollie, thank you for coming up from us. It's appreciated.
Cheers.
And from all the team, I guess. So thank you. Have a good summer, and we'll see you in September.